Hey y'all, welcome. This is a little bit different for us. We are used to doing live videos, but we've had so many requests to take some of our videos off of Facebook because they're difficult to find later, and Facebook can be so finicky that we decided to start doing some of our projects that we don't do in the studio for you guys on YouTube. And so today is something super cool. I saw this on Pottery Barn's website and I really wanted them, but I could not pay $80 for them. So I'll give you a sneak peek at what we're doing. We're making an X and O faux pillow out of pool noodles. And so I want to give you the basics of it. I'm not going to wrap all the yarn for you because you'll get the gist of that, but I want to show you how to make the X so that you know how to put these together. So I'm going to tilt the camera down and I'm going to show you how I made my X, and then we're going to finish wrapping some of these together, okay? Let me grab my glue gun. Because we are gonna need that. And I'm gonna tilt you down a little bit so you can see my pool noodle and my table while we work. Whew, sorry about that, make you dizzy. All right, so I'm just gonna take this sticker off. And I'm using a serrated bread knife because it works really well. And I want my X to be about this long. So I'm literally just gonna right through it, just like that. Now, the next piece though, I'm gonna cut on an angle. So I'm gonna show you that super quick, just like that. Now you will have to go back and size them up the right way to make sure you have them perfect, because they're not gonna be exact the first time around. After I get them all put together, I measure to see if they're right for me. And then you are just going to put these pieces like this. And see, I've got mine a little longer than it needs to be. You'll see that in a second. Sorry, that's a lot of ground to cover. Let's see if I can get you bent down a little further. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna start with that though, and then I'm gonna trim down. So I am going to tape these together with duct tape. Ideally, you would be using a white pool noodle. I didn't find one the second time I went back to Dollar Tree, so this is the purple one for demonstration only. I would definitely use a white one if you can find them, or use a color of yarn that is going to cover up that purple. I would say a red one would be really ideal if you wanted to use red, because I'm finding the red pool noodles everywhere. All right, so we are just going to tape this up, and the way I did it was I started right in that little groove there. I just pushed it in, wrapped around this way first, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other, and then I'll do the other angled cut piece, and you will have an X to begin wrapping with yarn. Now, I used a thicker yarn on one piece and a thinner on another. I will tell you, if you don't want to spend all day doing this, you should use a thicker yarn, like this type of yarn. What I used on the X was thinner, and it did take a little bit more wrapping, which wasn't a big deal. It just took a little longer. So you're basically just constructing your X right now so that you can wrap it with yarn. It couldn't be easier, but those pillows were $80 for an X and an O pillow, and I just couldn't see it. I couldn't see it, so I took to YouTube, found something similar, and here we are. Because nobody wants to pay $80 for some Valentine pillows, I don't think. I mean, if you got it like that, you can do that, but I still don't think I would. Even if I could, I don't think I would. So, all right, now I'm just gonna do the back side. We don't want these to come apart because we want them to have the same quality as Pottery Barn, right? We just don't want to pay Pottery Barn prices. All right, so I'm gonna do a little wrap that way, and a little wrap that way. And all I'm doing when you see me snipping is making sure that I can lay that duct tape down so that it doesn't disrupt my yarn wrapping. So I'm just doing it just like that. All right, now, obviously, these two pieces are too big, so we're gonna trim those down. We're still gonna use our little bread knife here. Super easy to do. This one is gonna be a little shorter than the project we're working on next, but you get the idea. Whoops, and now that's too long. Now now that's a little too long. There we go, problem solved. All right, so you have your X shape. What you're gonna do next, and I'm gonna show you on this one, and then I'm gonna go back to the ones that we've already started. All I did, and you have to work quick because you know hot glue melts styrofoam. So use low temp if you have it. I just balled up my yarn, dripped a little bit of glue in the center, and shoved the yarn in. Be very careful not to burn yourself. And then it's as easy as just putting a little spot of glue around here and just wrapping. And this is how you're gonna end up with a finished end. You're just gonna keep going around, a little bit of glue at a time. You don't wanna do a lot because it'll melt down into your styrofoam. And you're just gonna work it around until you've covered the top of this pool noodle. Now, it's a little tedious, but I promise you when you see the finished product, you're gonna be excited. And you'll have to let me know in the comments if you like the thicker yarn or the thinner yarn when you see the finished product. So that's all you do. You just keep wrapping around and then you'll get towards the pool noodle, and that is literally all you're gonna do is just wrap and wrap and wrap. Just keep wrapping. Now what I did was I wrapped down to here, I glued it, I trimmed it, and then I started here and did the same thing as you're gonna see on the next project, because we're gonna move on to that one and finish it up right here. I did each section and then I went across the middle so you can see that it's got a finished look to it. So each leg and then the center. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna keep wrapping our yarn. And what I did to speed things up a little bit was I dripped a couple rows like that, and then I just twisted, because your glue is gonna catch your yarn, and you can just keep twisting and that glue will catch. And then if you need to adjust, you can do that as well. And then just put a couple more layers and just keep working around and push down if you need to. You can always go back to and add another row someplace if it looks like it needs it. This is just a really simple, easy project, and you can play with it and get it finished the way that you like it, which is what I love about it. You can use whatever kind of yarn you want. You can use whatever style works for you. The ones on Pottery Barn were only done in white, and that's why I did my circle, my O, in white, so you could see what that looks like. It's very classic and pretty, but I had this yarn and I love this yarn, and so I knew I wanted to use it on a project, and so that's what we are doing with this. Now, I would like to have an O done with this too, but right now we're just working with the white and the pink. So ours will be mixed. All right, so the same thing that we did when we started is how we're gonna finish this one, because I started from the other end instead of going back to the top. Now, what I will tell you I learned from this is I prefer to start and work my way down than to end right here. It was a lot easier to start it here than it was to end it here. So I would have started this way and gone back this way again if I had to do it all over again. If I had to do it again. And I think I will, because I would like these on every bed in my house and on my living room couch. So we may be making a lot of these. We're gonna be making a lot. Now, some people like to zigzag back and forth across. You can do that too. I will show you what that kind of looks like if you want to do it that way. If you just, well, now my yarn wants to go the way it's supposed to. You could just go back and forth across and close the hole, but I'm gonna fill it the same way I did before. And as your glue cools a little, you can push down a little better. This would be a great project to use your little finger pieces to keep your fingers from getting burnt. And I'm gonna trim some of this off. And I am just gonna stuff it in there. I've got a little bit of glue still in there, so I'm gonna work with that. And then I'm gonna get a dot more glue. Sorry, this is a detailed project and I realized that I was halfway off the camera for you. I'm used to doing a live video and sitting down, so this is a lot different from me. All right, and a lot different to put together when you're trying to do it on a camera. Now I'm gonna trim that one off, push everything down, and it goes right along with this one, which needs another dot of glue as well. But here's the finished X. That's the back, which I need to work on apparently. There's your X, and this is really pretty. I like this yarn a lot. It's a pink heathered material. It's beautiful, but you're getting ready to see the fluffy white might be the way to go. I do like the fluffy white. Let's see. Let's get to wrapping this one. I may not have enough yarn to finish this one, but you'll get the idea. And I worked the same way. I put my yarn right in the center of my circle, and then just did a bead across. And I'm left-handed, so I probably should have gone the other way, but just wrap. I pull it kind of tight so that it bites into that glue, because you want to make sure you've got that nice and tight. Because the glue melts a little bit into the styrofoam, you need to get a good grip with your yarn when you're wrapping it around, because you got to get into it before it melts into the styrofoam, if that makes sense. All right, so we're gonna keep wrapping. This is beautiful. I do love the look of this yarn because it's nice and full and fluffy, which makes it look more like the Pottery Barn pillows. So I will say that this gives a better dupe of what they did. We're gonna come so close. I thought I had enough, but apparently I don't. I'm gonna have to cut another piece, but you're gonna get the idea. Now, when you finish a piece, you glue it down, which I'm gonna do, and then when you start your next one, you butt it right up to it, and it'll be seamless. All right, so this is our $10. I'm not gonna show you the bottom part because we need some more. We need some more yarn. This is our $10 dupe of the Pottery Barn XO pillows. Super, super cute. I love them. I think they're fantastic. I hope you guys will give them a try. They were super fun to make and so easy. And if you already have yarn at home, oh my gosh, this was a $1.25 pool noodle. You do need 2 of them to make the X and the O, but how stinking adorable are these? I love them. And if you've got them sitting on your couch or your bed, nobody is gonna know that this isn't a pillow. So give it a try. It's under $10. That's much better than an $80 Pottery Barn piece. So thank you for hanging out with me. This is a little different than live for me. I hope you guys will enjoy it. I hope you guys will try these. This one is so snuggly. It's almost like a pillow anyway. Try them out. $10 project. It beats $79 every day. Happy crafting, guys. Bye.